Hey there, this is Amelia here. Welcome to Amelia's crossdressing story. Today we are going to share a story called Trip to Paris Part 29. By Teddy. For more interesting and exclusive stories, please subscribe to my channel and support me at Patreon. Ronnie took one of the suitcases they had brought with them, placed it on the bed, and opened it. She carefully removed the costumes and laid them out on the bed. Jason looked at them and asked, "Which one is mine?" Ronnie said, "Guess." "I have no idea, but from looking at them, I'm afraid that they are both too stunning." "You're right. You stunning vampire." "So, I get to bite next tonight," Jason said, with a grin. "Only my love." Jason's costume was a black and red, floor-length, dress, slit up the front to just below his crotch, with bell-shaped Victorian sleeves. A long cape, with a stand-up collar, also in black and red. A black velvet choker with a skull on it. His wig was a long straight one, which went well below his shoulders, and the color was a stark white. Ronnie did his makeup, starting with clown white makeup that she took down into his cleavage, so that any exposed skin was white. Then she used black for almost everything else, except his lipstick, and that was a very dark red. His nails were long and blood red. And her cleavage was, to say the least, hard to miss. When Ronnie was done, Jason looked in the mirror and said, "I scare me." "Too good?" "Yeah. The only thing missing is fangs." Ronnie grinned, handed Jason a box, and said, "Here." Jason opened it, and it contained two realistic-looking fangs. Ronnie helped Jason put the fangs on, and when she was done, they looked like they were real. They were long, appeared to be sharp, and had a built-in reservoir of fake blood that Jamie could break with his tongue. He looked in the mirror, smiled, and between the makeup, costume, and fangs, he looked just like a self-respecting female vampire should. Ronnie's costume was almost as stunning as Jason's. She was a goth bride. Long black gown, black goth gloves, black veil, barbed wire armbands, and pair of 3-inch platform, knee-high, buckle boots. Her makeup was full goth, clown white foundation, dark blue lipstick, and dark eye makeup. Her long black hair helped add to her look. And, somehow she had come up with a bouquet of dead flowers. She added one last touch, 2 marks on her neck that looked like puncture marks. "A little before 8, Ronnie said, "Why don't you go down and sit in the lobby? Then when Ariane and Henri come down, see if they recognize you. As Jason or Jamie? What do you think? Do you really want them to meet Jamie? I don't think there would be a problem. Anyhow, once they see you, they'll wonder why you look so good. So, Jamie? I think. I hope you're right. I think I am. And, don't forget what we talked about. They won't freak out, will they?" Jason took the elevator down to the lobby. And, when the doors opened, and he walked out, everyone stopped what they were doing, and just looked at him. He felt a little self-conscious, but figured he would do the same thing if he saw a very tall, stunning, female vampire walk out of an elevator. He walked into the lobby, and there were a number of people in costume there. He looked around trying to spot Ariane and Henri, but didn't see anyone that could be them. Jamie found a place to sit, and sat just like a stunning lady would. A young couple walked up to her, and the girl said, "What a great costume." Jamie smiled, showing her fangs, and staying in character, said in a very stunning way, "Thank you, my dear." The girl jumped a little, seeing the fangs, and said, "They look so real." Jamie just smiled, and keeping in character said, "Oh, they are my dear. This is my one night to come out, and be myself." Just then the elevator opened, and out walked Ariane and Henri. Henri was dressed as a mummy, and looked fairly good. Ariane was dressed for a prom except for all the blood on her gown, and all over her face, hair, and arms. And, she was carrying a butcher knife. They looked around, Jamie guessed, trying to find her and Ronnie. They looked right at her, and didn't show any sign of recognition. They then walked over to the far side of the lobby. 5 minutes later Ronnie walked out of the elevator, and Jamie thought, what a gorgeous bride she makes, even as a goth bride. Jamie watched as Ariane spotted Ronnie, and walked toward her, with Henri right behind her. She watched as they spoke for a few seconds, and she could tell that Ronnie was telling them that she was already in the lobby somewhere, as Ariane and Henri were looking around. Jamie got up and slowly walked toward the trio. Ronnie and Ariane didn't pay much attention to her, but Henri had trouble keeping his eyes off of her. Jamie walked up behind Ronnie, grabbed her, turned her around, and pretended to bite her neck. Ronnie submitted without any hesitation. When Jamie broke the bite, Ronnie had fake blood running down her neck. Jamie then turned to Ariane and Henri and smiled, showing her fangs with blood dripping from them. Ariane looked very shocked, to the point of being scared, and Henri also had a look of shock on his face. Ronnie recovered from the bite, looked at Ariane and Henri, grinned, and said, "Meet Jamie, my vampire lover." "God, you scared me," Ariane said. "I thought she was a stranger." "It's Halloween. Anything goes, and we happen to be very good friends." "Jamie, this is Ariane and Henri." Jamie continued to smile at the couple and said, in a stunning way, "Hi." Ariane returned a nervous, "Hi." Henri was just looking at Jamie very closely, then he whispered something to Ariane. Ariane looked at Jamie, then whispered something to Henri. Then Ariane said, "Ronnie. Where's Jason?" Ronnie grinned and said, "Oh. He's here. This is Jason. Isn't it?" "Yeah. Great costume." "Huh? You guys scared the hell out of me." "Sorry. But it was fun. He looks so good." "I really though he was a she." "She does look good. Doesn't she?" "She? Sure. Tonight it's Jamie." "Jamie?" "Sometimes he's Jason and sometimes she's Jamie." "You are kidding me?" "No. She really looks good. Too good." "Too good?" "I mean, he looks better than most girls do." "I know. It's a lot of fun." "Wait. You've done this before?" "Sure. Let's go in the ballroom and we'll tell you." The four headed to the hotel's ballroom where the party was being held, and it was noisy. But they found a table in a fairly quiet corner and headed for it. They sat, and Ronnie gave Ariane and Henri a short version of Jason's and Jamie's story. Ariane sat there and just shook her head. And Henri just stared at Jamie. When Ronnie was done, Ariane looked at Henri and said, "Honey, I need a drink." As Henri was getting up, Ronnie said to Jamie, "Lover. Would you get me one too?" Henri and Jamie walked across the ballroom floor and stood in line at the bar. Henri finally asked Jamie, "How do you do it?" "Do what?" "Look and act so much like a girl." "It's all in being confident, learning the mannerisms, and some good makeup." "But, your voice?" "We found a very good voice coach. She knew how to bring out my feminine voice and how to switch between the two." "And, you don't have a problem going out?" "I used to. But, with time and some counseling, I became very comfortable with my female side." "Ronnie didn't tell you, but we did a bridal fashion show together." "You are kidding?" "No. Lingerie and all. It was fun." "And, no one knew you were a guy?" "Only Ronnie, a few friends, my mom, and sister." "You're not gay?" "No. I only like girls, and Ronnie in particular. In fact, there's something that happens to our lovemaking when I'm Jamie. I'm not sure what triggers it, but it's great. So, I guess when I'm Jamie, I'm AL. You're comfortable with this, aren't you?" "Very. The more I do it, the more comfortable I am. I enjoy my feminine side, and I'm just not afraid to show it." When Jamie and Henri were walking across the ballroom floor toward the bar, Ariane, as she watched them, said, "He even walks like a girl. And those boots are easy to walk in." "I know. Cute, isn't it, the way her ass moves?" "She loves heels." "You really think of him as a girl and like him this way, don't you?" "Yes. When he's Jamie, I think of him as a girl." Because in a way he is. And I really love Jason, and Jamie is part of him. So, I really love him this way too. So, he's not gay or bi? No way. He's almost straight to a fault. Don't guys chase after him? No. Most of the time he wears a wedding and engagement ring set and gets left alone. Other times we come across as L lovers. And guys leave him alone. L lovers? Let's put it this way. I've never been with another guy. But I know from listening to girlfriends talk about their sexual experiences that most guys don't care how the girl feels. Guys are more interested in what they feel. With Jason, no matter if he's himself or Jamie, he's the best lover I could ask for. He's slow, gentle, and cares that I'm receiving as much, if not more, pleasure than he is. And it doesn't matter if he's Jason or Jamie. So, you've done it with Jamie? Many times. She's a great lover. Not going L on us. Are you? No. I've had the chance. But Jamie is as close as I want to be. I know it's Jason even though he smells, tastes, and feels like a girl. I know in the end that it's Jason and I. And there is something extra special when it starts with Jamie. You've got an interesting lifestyle. I know. Just then Jamie and Henri walked up with the drinks. And, before Jamie could sit down, Henri asked, Jamie, could I have this dance? That is if Ariane and Ronnie don't mind? Ronnie said, Jamie's her own person as long as she doesn't mind if I dance with Ariane. Ariane said, only one. Then you both owe me one. Henri offered his arm to Jamie, she took it, and they walked out onto the dance floor. Ronnie said, I'm glad Henri is tall. Ariane said, but she's still taller than he is. So, you're seeing Jamie as a she? I can't help it. She just comes across that way. Want to dance?